Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I'm going to be letting you know the starting lineups and reserves for the first match of the Bledisloe Cup that has taken place in only a couple of days' time. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, let's get right into these lineups. Right, so this game is going to be played at Eden Park, 7:05 PM kickoff, which gives the All Blacks the home advantage. They haven't lost at Eden Park in a very long time, and they will not want to start now. But we will look at the front row, and they are going to be as follows. Number one is going to be George Bauer for this match. He was training still with the side, and they have decided that he will be the one who fills that loose head prop role. Then number two, it is going to be Cody Taylor, and then number three will be Nepo Lulala. Then looking at the locks, this is a very strong, experienced pairing for the All Blacks. Number four, Brodie Retallick, and then number five, the captain, Sam Whitelock, with his 100 and however many he is up to now. That man just doesn't stop getting international caps, and he will be hoping to have a very good game here as well. Next, we are going to be talking about the loose forwards. Number 6 is going to be Akira Ioane. Number 7, Dalton Papali'i, actually returning from that calf injury that did leave him out for the last couple games up against Fiji. And it's interesting because he was actually one of the names that Ian Foster mentioned a little bit earlier on in the week, talking about maybe giving them some game time for the Bunnings NPC, the provincial New Zealand competition, before throwing them back into the black jersey. But Dalton Papali'i, he is the exception here, and he is a very exceptional player as well, and it will be exciting to see what he can do in that number 7 jersey. Then number 8, it is actually going to be Ardie Savea starting this matchup for the All Blacks to close out that 4-pack. He will be a very dangerous man to have going off the back of the scrum. The man has got power for days, so it will be interesting to see how the Wallabies will be able to shut him down. Then we look at number 9. He is sitting on 99 test caps at the moment. This will be the 100th, and what a way to bring it up as well for a first match of the Bledisloe Cup. It is Aaron Smith, and partnering with him in that number 10 jersey, it is going to be Richie Mohanga. So that is going to be a very exciting combo to see how those two work together alongside this back line, which is very strong for the All Blacks. They've decided to go with Rieko Ioane out on the left wing in that number 11 jersey. So he is going to get his first opportunity out on that right wing side for the All Blacks this year. Then looking at the centres, it is going to be number 12, David Harvey. He had some very good form up against Fiji, so he has well and truly earned that spot. And then outside him, it is going to be in the number 13 jersey, Anton Leonard-Brown, recently returned from injury, but he had a decent game up against Fiji, so now he gets another start. Looking at number 14, it is going to be Sevu Reece, the man who started in the number 11 jersey for the last match up against Fiji, but he is transferred back to that number 14 jersey, and he will be hoping to be a danger. Now, he was going to be marking up with Marika Korombete, but of course with the news that has broken recently, it does mean that Marika Korombete won't be available for selection. He is suspended due to a little bit of drinking a little bit later than they were supposed to be. So him, also it is Fa'amasili and also Naisarani who will be missing out in this match. And Marika Korombete, one of the informed players for the Wallabies in that series up against France, they are going to be missing him out on the field for this game, I have a feeling. Then in the number 15 jersey to close out the starting lineup for the All Blacks, it is going to be Damian Mckenzie, who is a very dangerous ball runner when he does decide to join the line, which is something the All Blacks were kind of experimenting with in the game up against Tonga. He was actually almost playing as a first receiver role, so it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that is the tactic in the game up against the Wallabies this weekend. But that is the starting lineup for the All Blacks. Now we will look at the reserves, and they are going to be as follows. So in the number 16 jersey, it is going to be Dane Coles, in pretty good form recently. What happened? So number 16, it is going to be Dane Coles for this one, and he has been in some pretty good form recently off the bench for the All Blacks in one of the matches up against Fiji, scoring 4 tries. Very impressive, and a man that you want to see at the back of a rolling maul late in a game. Then number 17, it is going to be Kal Tuanukiafi. Number 18 will be Angus Tarval. So 2 very decent props to have coming off the bench as well. Then looking at the replacement lock, it is going to be Scott Barrett at number 19. Number 20 is going to be Luke Jacobson, and he has been in some very good form in the All Blacks jersey as well as for the Chiefs throughout Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Number 21 is not going to be TJ Perenara. He is going to be playing for Wellington this weekend in the Bunnings NPC competition, so instead it is going to be Brad Weber, who is still a very talented halfback, and he will be hoping to have a late impact in this game up against the Wallabies. Then number 22 and number 23, I'm going to put them together, and there is a reason for it. Number 22, Beauden Barrett, and number 23, Geordie Barrett. So the 2 Barretts, in fact all 3 Barretts, going to be coming off the bench for the All Blacks, and they are of course very talented players. Beauden Barrett, a lot of experience, very talented in that number 10 jersey, and then you've got Geordie Barrett for the height advantage. Also maybe a long kick if they decide to, if it's a close game. We'll have to wait and see, but that is the starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks. Now we will look at the Wallabies, and they are going to be as follows. So number 1, it is going to be James Slipper, very experienced player as well. So he is going to be scrummaging up against Nepolulala at the start of this match. Then number 2, it is going to be Brandon Payangamosa. I mentioned rolling mauls with Dane Coles. This man enjoys a rolling maul as well, was able to score quite a few tries off the rolling maul for the Reds throughout Super Rugby AU. So he will be hoping to be able to pick up 1 or 2 in this game up against the All Blacks as well. Then number 3, to close out the front row, it is going to be Alan Alalatawa. In the locks for this one, number 4, it is going to be Darcy Spain, which is pretty awesome to see that he is going to be getting such a good opportunity early on in his international career, because he's been playing extremely well for the Brumbies. In those lineouts, he is lethal with those steals, and up against Whitelock and Retallick, it's certainly the experience factor going to the All Blacks, but he is still extremely good in that lineout, and maybe he will be able to trouble them a little bit with the unpredictability. Then number 5, for this one, it is going to be Lukan Salakailoto, who is also very good in a lineout, so that's going to be a very exciting battle to watch out on the field anytime the ball goes into touch. Then to start the loose forwards, number 6 is going to be Rob Valentini. Now, I always end up comparing him to Ardie Savea. That man is extremely hard to stop. If you don't tie up the legs, he is going to continue making meters, and I believe he has got one of the highest post-match meters, and I believe he has got one of the highest post-contact meter stats when it comes to the Wallabies. So he will be one that you got to make sure you tackle early, or else he will just keep on making meters for his side. And then in the number 7 jersey, to join him in the loose forwards, it is going to be Michael Hooper. Now, that's a man that had a very good series up against France. I know that people weren't sure whether or not he would fit back in with the Wallabies, but he was able to score 2 tries throughout those 3 matches, and also just seemed to lead from the front, and that is something you need from a captain, definitely in a pressure situation like the first match of the Bledisloe. He has been in this situation many times, so he will be hoping that he can keep himself calm, keep the team calm as well, and try and find some momentum in this match, because I feel like that is what they're going to need to find early on in this one, the Wallabies, if they do want a chance of being able to win 2 out of the 3 matches for the Bledisloe and get it back onto Aussie soil for the first time since, I believe it is around 2003. So maybe it could be the year for them. We will have to wait and see. But now number 8 is going to be Harry Wilson, a man who played very well for the Reds throughout Super Rugby. Trans-Tasman was able to pick himself up a few tries, also very dangerous when he has got ball in hand. That battle between Savia and Wilson off the back of the scrum is going to be one to look forward to, and I'm very excited for it. Also, player to look forward to watching is going to be Tate Mcdermott in that number 9 jersey. He didn't start the first couple matches up against France, but now he has got his opportunity back in that starting lineup like he was for the 3rd game up against France, where the Wallabies were able to get that massive win from only having 14 men out on the field for pretty much the whole match, losing both of their wingers very early. Dalgunu due to injury, he is not in the squad, and also Marika Konoberi, who was going to be, but unfortunately we will get to him in a very short moment. But first we have got Noel Alessio, has been playing pretty well in that series up against France. I know that a few people were hoping Quade Cooper might get the call up, but he has missed out in the starting lineups and reserve for this week. James O'Connor must not be too far away from coming back from his injury either, so it will be interesting to see whether or not Cooper will get any minutes throughout this Bledisloe Cup or Rugby Championship. But he is a very experienced player, but apparently not experienced enough for the Wallabies to be able to get citizenship. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but he is still a very good player to have around the squad. And yeah, Noel Alessio, young player, talented player, has got a bright future, and we'll be hoping to have a good game here up against the All Blacks. Looking at the number 11 now, originally I felt like this position was locked in. Marika Konoberi every day of the week was going to be playing here, except not Saturday, because unfortunately did get himself suspended. So now instead it is going to be Andrew Callaway. Now he is a player that I have been keeping an eye on for a little while. He is very talented out on the wing, got plenty of pace, but it is going to be a tough day at the office because he is going to be marking up against Sever Reese. But those two, they will have a foot race. I remember the game between the Rebels and the Crusaders. Callaway making a couple try-saving tackles up against the Crusaders, and there are going to be quite a few Crusaders out on the field for the All Blacks in this game. So hopefully he can put on a good performance at number 11. Then looking at the centres for this one, number 12 is going to be Hunter Paisami, and number 13 is going to be Len Ikitau, a combo that I really enjoyed watching throughout the French games because of the fact that they both run hard with the ball, but also have that bit of pace that can open up the opportunity for the Wallabies backline. Then on the outside right wing, number 14, it is going to be Jordan Petaia, returning from injury. Once again, very talented player throughout Super Rugby AU, and he will be hoping that maybe he can continue that form. Even though he's back from injury, we have seen a few players, the likes of Leonard Brown, also Ardie Savea, come back from injuries for the All Blacks, and they have been in great form. So maybe Jordan Petaia will be the same there, but I'm looking forward to seeing both of the wings for the Wallabies in action. And also, then number 15 for this one for the Wallabies is going to be Tom Banks. Now, he is incredibly pacey, very good at making meters for his side, and also will be very good for covering that 50-22 if that is a rule that they do for this competition. I believe it will be. Do let me know in the comments if you know, though, if it is confirmed whether or not they are going to be doing goal line dropouts and also the 50-22 new laws that World Rugby are going to be introducing. But yeah, Tom Banks, very talented in that number 15 jersey, and it should be a very good battle between the two starting 15s. But that is the starting 15 for the Wallabies. Now we will look at the reserves, and they are going to be as follows. Number 16, it is going to be Jordan Ulysses. Number 17 is Angus Bell, and number 18 is Tongan Thor Taniela Tupou. Now those two men, Angus Bell and Taniela Tupou, they are about as good as it gets when it comes to coming off the bench with that size and the power, because of the fact that both of those men could cause carnage in the later stages of this match up against the All Blacks. Karl Tuinukuafe and also Angus Tauvau are well and truly going to have their hands full with that dangerous front row combo that the Wallabies are going to have in their arsenal later on in this match. And number 19, it is going to be Matt Phillip for this one. So he was in the starting lineup for a couple of those games up against France, but this time it is going to be Darcy Spain who does get the opportunity. So number 20 in this one, it is going to be Fraser McWright. Number 21 will be Jake Gordon for this one. I know Nick White is also hoping to get an opportunity soon, but I believe he is still injured, if I'm not wrong, so he isn't quite back yet. Number 22 is going to be Matt Tamua, and he has got the option of being able to possibly slot into the either centres or maybe they go number 10 depending on how it is working out for the Wallabies. Then number 23, it is going to be Reese Hodge. He has recently returned from his injury, but now he will have a very good opportunity of getting a chance later on in this match. I know that when it comes to games up against the All Blacks, his name is not the most popular one in the hat for the Wallabies, but hopefully he will be able to have a very good performance here because he is a very talented player. Got a long boot on him as well. Both sides have gone with Geordie Barrett and Reese Hodge, who can both kick from inside of their own half if they have to, but it will just be interesting to see whether or not they will need to. But nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this lineups video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are going to be back with our live commentary of the game when it does kick off 7:05 PM on Saturday at Eden Park. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one.